I just wanted to show how when I take out these twists, what it's going to look like. I've had these twists in my hair for 12 days. And initially I was getting my hair twisted so that when I went on vacation, I wouldn't have to worry about my hair. But the girl was on vacation herself literally the week before I went on vacation. So I couldn't do it close to the time when I was actually going on vacation. So consequently, I had my hair trimmed and twisted, but then, you know, after about 5 days, it started to get really frizzy. I retwisted the front and a few pieces in the back. Well, here we are again, and it's all frizzy again. And it's time to actually take it out so I can wash it. On the way, I picked up some BATANA oil. Oh, it's actually pretty hot, so, you know, it's kind of like going to melt. It did melt. I don't really want to, oh, it's not too melted, but this is what it looks like. But it's very soft. So I'm going to use this to take my hair down, actually. Like that much, and I'm just going to smooth it onto my fingers. And I'm going to just kind of run it through my hair. And I have to say, this smells very like ash, like smoke. I don't love the scent, but you know, it's all natural, so this is what we're working with. I'm pretty sure there are places you can go that you can get BATANA oil scented, but I think it's best in general, as a rule of thumb, that when you're using a natural oil or a natural, any kind of like product that you're using for the benefits of the particular oil or cream or whatever, you should probably just keep it unscented. Hair in the front here, as you can see, is really thin. So this is a smaller twist, hence, you know, I had the flat twist done, plus my grays are really coming in. So, you know, I know that some people are really concerned about their gray hairs. While I take this down, we're gonna have a chat. People are really concerned about their gray hairs and it makes them self-conscious or whatever. But while gray hair may be a sign of aging for some, it is also a sign of wisdom. The Lord says in the word of God that gray hair is a sign of wisdom. So, you know, you go through things in life, and as you're going through things in life, you should be getting some wisdom from what you've gone through. If not, you probably need to go through it again. Don't mean to sound, you know, judgy or anything like that, but you should learn through what you go through. Anyway, for myself, you know, being a special needs mom, it has not been an easy journey. I'll tell you something interesting that happened. For example, my son is on a lot of medication. Look how short my hair is in the front. My son is on a lot of medication, some for kidney stones because he just kind of keeps them, some for acid reflux, but the most important drug of all is, or drugs, because he's on several, is the anti-seizure medicine. Well, we went upstate, you know, to go on vacation, and I remember packing this medication. He's on Lamictal, Epidiolex, Vimpat, Sympazan. Okay, he's on 4 anti-seizure drugs, and one of them I apparently forgot. I don't know how. I honestly don't know how, because I remember packing it. That's what's so crazy about it. But anyway, so, you know, I get up there and I'm like getting a little bit panicky. I mean, we were only there for 3 days, but even still, 1 day without his, you know, medication, he could end up in the hospital on seizure, you know, having seizures. So I remember his doctor, we've been with him. Now, Christopher is 24 years old. My son is 24. And we've been with the same neurologist since he was 2. So I have his cell phone number. And I don't think he gives his cell phone number to all his patients. But, you know, I don't abuse it. I only will text him when it's urgent. Thank the Lord. He responded. I mean, it took him about an hour to respond, but when he did, he was like, okay, where are you? What's this, you know, what pharmacy's close by? You know, give me the state, city, zip code, and what have you. And long story short, he sent a prescription. He had to send a different variation of the medication because we had already filled it with our prescriber. And you know, if you try to fill it again, the insurance is not going to cover it. I was able to go to a local Walgreens, get the medication, and he didn't miss a beat. He didn't miss it. But it's these things like this that, like, you know, when you are responsible for someone else's life and you forget something, or you mistakenly do something or don't do something, you can feel really bad about it, because it's like, I was literally feeling like, oh my God, you're such a crummy mom. How could you forget his anti-seizure medicine? Like, oh my God. And of course, I know I'm not a crummy mom, but in the moment when you're going through something, you know, the enemy will speak to your mind to make you feel like you're just like lesser than dirt, which, I mean, we are dirt, but that's another story. It just makes you, you know, it can make you feel really bad about yourself. So such is the same thing. Like, you know, I work a full-time job. Wait, I'm looking out my window, and I don't know, unless you live in the East, you may not know what this is, but like, we have been kind of infected with spotted lanternflies, these little strange looking winged creatures that came from China. And I'm like looking on my terrace like, what in the world? There's one right there. Although this year was not nearly as bad as last year. Last year we had them crawling all over our terrace. It was disgusting. I couldn't even sit outside. I digress. Being responsible for someone who has special needs is not something to take lightly. It's not something where, you know, you can put yourself, you have to put them first. I catch myself, you know, I'm human. I catch myself sometimes putting myself first. Like, I'll get up in the morning, I'm like, okay, I gotta go get my coffee. I gotta do this and that. And then I realize, wait, this boy need his anti-reflux medicine first. That's first. You second. That's how it is, you know, and it's okay. You know, I wouldn't change my life for anything. I wouldn't give my son up for anything in the world. But it's just to really be mindful of the fact that, you know, as human beings, being flesh and blood, it is very easy to be selfish. I'm not saying like you should totally neglect yourself. Obviously not. But, you know, you have to prioritize. As I'm taking these twists out, like some of them that I didn't redo, she did a really, really good job. Like, you can just see the definition is crazy. The definition is on point. She realized that because my hair is very soft and it's very fine and it's very easy for a twist does not last, you know. So she automatically started braiding the roots of my hair, which was good, because if she didn't braid the root, those twists would not have, none of them would have lasted. Always braid the roots of my own twist. So anyway, now here we are. As of the recording of this video, it is August. And during the month of August, you know, some people have gone back to school already. You know, their kids have gone back to school. Excuse the boat in the background. I live literally on the river, but you know, the little tugboat was going by. But yeah, like I was saying, people, you know, their kids are going back to school, and there's a lot of transition that's happening during the month of August. Now, here in New York, our kids go back to school in September because they get out in June. What I'm trying to figure out and work on, my lease to my apartment is going to be up in February. I got a knot right here. Look at that. Now I'm gonna just leave it because I don't have my scissors, and once I go to fluff and do all the things to my hair, then I'll take it out. Let's go back to the month of August. So the month of August, you know, kids are going back to school, things are transitioning, and my life is transitioning too. Even though I don't have a school-age child, things are happening. Like, traffic is going to increase here in New York. So I need to start getting up earlier so I can go take Pilates and be on time. Do my boxing class and be on time. Well, serious. That's a real thing though, seriously. But, you know, my husband, he's going out and he's working all hours, so I don't see him that often. And I mean, it is what it is, but you've heard the saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground. Well, my mind and my life is not idle, but when you are alone, even when you're married, the enemy will try to come in and speak to your mind. He will. By myself, and when it's quiet, you know, it's easy to fall prey to feel like you're lonely. You know, my son is here with me, but, you know, we can't have conversations together because he doesn't have that level of ability, at least not yet. I say yet because God can do wonderful things. He can heal people that's just how it is, you know. So but what I'm saying is I'm here alone for the most part of the time. If I'm not working on my day job, but that's only Monday through Friday, on the weekends, you know, I'm trying to like tend to the house and work on my side business. For those of you who don't know, I do have a side business, and I'm about to launch something incredibly unique, useful, and it will be something that I believe that if you are into caring for your natural hair and your life as a believer in Jesus Christ, you need this. Now, I gave you a sneak peek into one of the product suites that will be you know, that I was launching, but I decided to make some changes. No longer going to be a product. I'm actually creating a membership. I don't want to put too much cat out of the bag, but this membership essentially will supply you with not only tips and inspiration, but like motivation and ways to help you grow in your faith, ways to help you grow in your hair. Like if hair growth is a thing for you, you know, honestly, it's not just about the growth of your hair. It's about the health of your hair. It's about, because the growth will come, you know, the growth will come. It's the intention behind what you do and how you live your life. I'm just going to give you just a pure, simple example. You see how stringy that is? It's a lot of definition. But anyway, a lot of people will become product junkies, for example. Where's the intention behind that? You get swept away, and you know, we all like to try new things from time to time. But when you get swept away with just buying this and that and trying this and that, for one, you're not being a good steward of the finances that God has allowed to flow through your hands. Number two, how can you possibly know what the heck is working if you have so much? Now, I'm not judging anybody because I have fallen prey to this myself. And the very fact that I feel like I have something to offer. I just have to check what was behind me. But I have fallen prey to that as well. And here's the thing. Some products have literally expired on me because I didn't get a chance to really use them up. So what did I do? I wasted money. So instead of wasting money, being very intentional with what you choose to use, not based on what your favorite YouTuber uses or your favorite Instagram is showing you, but knowing what your hair loves, the type of ingredients it loves, looking for the products that have those specific ingredients in them is going to make all the difference in how your hair responds and in whatever you choose to, you know, whatever goals you set for yourself. Eyebrows are not even done. It's all right. But anyway, so in the, I almost gave the name away. I don't want to give the name away just yet. I'm still working on the content. There are going to be videos. There will be PDFs. There will be challenges. There will be different things included in this membership that honestly, I don't think you're finding anywhere else because I know God gave me this. I don't think that he's duplicating things all over the planet, you know? Yes, maybe some of the information may be some information you could find elsewhere, but some of it is definitely curated in a way that you can receive it and you can digest it much better. Let's face it. The truth is there is nothing new under the sun. We're not there. Unless God decides to have something new created right now, nothing's new. But how the information is delivered, who it's coming from, how you jive and click with them is going to make all the difference in how you see your progress. So it's so weird. I have this this is twisted, but it's like I got a hair wrapped around it, almost like it feels like a rubber band. But I know it's not a rubber band because I don't use rubber bands really in my hair too much. Oh wait, here we go. I slid it right out and there it is. But no, now it's almost like a knot. I don't know if you could see that. I don't know how a knot would have even got in my hair. But whenever you come across these little things, you have to be very careful and very gentle to just like pull things apart gently. Because if you don't, you will create breakage. And I took it out with the rat tail comb. It was just much easier. Now let me find that other knot that was at the bottom of my hair that I should have taken out, but I didn't. Okay, so I can't find it, and I'm not gonna look for it. Eventually I'll come across it, but this is the nature of curly hair. We just have so much kinks and grooves in our hair that it just, things get tangled up, things get knotted up. But my ends, because they were trimmed, they are very smooth, and they're not tangling as much as they could tangle. Even though it is thinner in the front, it's also a looser curl pattern. So the front is pretty much, for the most part, out. I do have some, what do you call it? Some more, I'm trying to see if I have any more flat twists, because the flat twists are in the front. Also, I think some of you have remarked, and I know others have also, and I've done this before too, instead of using oil, if you weren't, let's say you were just taking down your hair to wash it. Like I might rock a twist out, which is why I won't do this method that I'm about to share. But something that could also help you with breakage on your ends is to use flaxseed gel to take out your twists or braids. But because I don't want to create the extra shrinkage that the flaxseed gel is going to create, now that's the train in the background, because I don't want to create that extra shrinkage, I'm using the oil instead of the flaxseed gel. I'm looking at this little spotted lanternfly right and walking across my terrace like he owned the place. So back to what I was saying about the membership. If you're interested, if this sounds like something that may be a good deal for you, get on my newsletter, because the newsletter, not only does my free newsletter have lots and lots of content that is different from what I share here on YouTube, it also is it's a good like stepping ground for you to see what I offer and what the things that I write about. Again, the membership, the subscription service is going to be totally different. It's not going to be about more content. Yes, there will be content, obviously, because that's how you digest, but this is about your transformation. So I just wanted to put that out there. I will leave a link down in the description box below to where you can get on my mailing list to find out more information about it, and to also check out some of my previous free newsletters. Okay, so, oh, my son's feeding pump is going off. Let me turn that off. Something else I wanted to share with you guys. One thing that I think is really important when it comes to just trying to elevate your life in any way. I've been focused on really elevating my life in certain areas, and I really don't like the word elevate. It's just for lack of a better word. Improve or just get myself to the next level. I'm working on my fitness. I'm working on my weight. I'm working on my finances. I used to have this other channel, Michelle Smith, but I realized I was just biting off too much more than I could chew. I just don't have time. So that's why, Find Out Your Hand Faith. This is my main YouTube channel, and this is where I post. I was saying I'm working on a better version. That's the word. I don't like elevate. I'm working on creating a better version of myself, and I am not doing the creating on my own, because I am not the creator. The creator is helping me to become the better version of myself through my Bible studies and devotionals, which I do write free devotionals each month that I share with the community. If you want to get on that mailing list so you can get your free 30-day Bible reading plans, which I theme, and you will have access to all of them if you sign up. I'll leave a link to that down in the description box below as well. But the point being is that I'm really working on improving my life in general, removing all of the excess things that cause stress and overwhelm, and to focus on even just minimizing what I do in my business, so that I'm only doing the needful things, the things that bring the most value to people, and the things that also give me the most value from my time as well. Also working on I need to get a new home. My son is growing. He is, like I said, he's 24, and we're outgrowing this apartment. He needs a Hoyer lift. I don't know if you know what that is, but basically it's basically a huge piece of equipment that helps us to lift. It will lift him for us so that we don't have to lift him, because right now he's 120 pounds. I'm not getting any younger, my husband's not getting younger, and in fact, woo, child, he lifted him to put him in the bathtub because we got a bath chair. Excuse the train again. This is my life. This is real life. And I'm sorry, I don't have time to do all the editing. So I'm sorry if you feel like I'm rambling or, oh, she should be editing out parts. Listen, this is what it is. Take me or leave me. I was saying, we got this bath chair for him. And the bath chair was supposed to make things easier to put him in the tub, but it was so low down in the tub, it needed risers. Child, they didn't bring us risers until I had to ask for it. But my husband, being Mr. Strong, think he's strong, lifted him, put him in the tub. He fell with him. Thankfully, his aide was here when it happened, and she helped so that CJ didn't get hurt. But my husband got hurt. He got really hurt. And he's been dealing with a shoulder issue ever since. So I say all that to say, we need space. We need a place that has enough space for the Hoyer lift and all of his equipment. And it's just not, it just can't be in a small apartment. And I don't know how God's going to do it, but he knows we have the need. And so I'm leaving it in his hands to lead us and guide us. I don't want a house. I really don't want the responsibility of a house, but I was thinking, what about a loft? My husband actually brought this up. Lofts are huge. Like, there's a lot of floor space. That would allow, us to have space for him to, for a Hoyer lift, for his stander, his wheelchair, all of the things that he needs, his hospital bed, everything. Right now, he's in the bedroom with me and my husband. And this is just, how we keep an eye on him as well. But if I had more space, I would have more space for the things that he needs for his care. It's going to take a while for me to undo the rest. To undo all of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign off here, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fluff up my hair and show you what it can look like after I took out these twists on this fine hair. Right now it's looking pretty flat, but we're gonna fix it. So this is it. All the twists are out. I added a little volume to it. I can't put too much volume on this fine hair without sacrificing definition. So I'm more of a definition girl, and that's just how it is. If I were to get my hair trimmed where the top layer is a little bit shorter, I would definitely get the illusion of more volume. But I don't want to sacrifice that length at the top because this section already grows slower than I would like. That's all she wrote. I will probably keep this in for about 3 days before I wash, and I will put my hair up into 2 loose, sort of like pineapple ponytails, which will train it to be up. So when you have your hair up for a significant period of time, it trains those roots to kind of stand up, and that will give me a little bit more volume as well. But these are the results after taking out the twist, and it yields an amazing twist out, obviously. But it is time to go and give my hair some TLC in a couple of days. Right now, it still feels very moisturized. The ends are still in really great condition. If I were to find that after like a day, my ends are feeling dry, then I'm just gonna move on to washing because it really truly is time. But I wanted to enjoy this twist out for as long as I possibly could. At any rate, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check the description box down below to get on the Faithful Living newsletter. I really look forward to having you be a part of my community. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.